Are you curious about what the world looked like during the Ice Age? Come with us as we travel back in time and explore the dramatic changes in geography that occurred thousands of years ago. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. We're here yet again with another amazing video. And in today's video, we'll explore the geography of the Ice Age and discover how the Earth's landscape was transformed by massive glaciers and shifting tectonic plates. From the frozen tundras of the Northern Hemisphere to the tropical rainforests of South America, the geography of the Ice Age was as diverse as it was dramatic. So come along and learn about the fascinating world of the Ice Age. But first, let's define what the Ice Age actually is. The Ice Age refers to a period of time in the Earth's history when large ice sheets and glaciers covered most of the planet. It wasn't just one single event, but rather a series of distinct periods of glacial expansion and retreat that occurred over the last 2.6 million years. These periods are known as glacial cycles and are driven by changes in the Earth's orbit and tilt, which affect the amount of sunlight received at different latitudes. The most recent glacial cycle, which began around 2.6 million years ago, is still ongoing, is known as the Pleistocene epoch. The Pleistocene epoch was an incredibly frigid and powerful time in Earth's history. Starting around 2.6 million years ago, the most recent glacial cycle, known as the Pleistocene, saw ice sheets and glaciers forming across much of the world. The largest of these ice sheets, called the Laurentide ice sheet, covered much of North America and even made its way as far south as present-day New York City. During this time, the Earth was fundamentally reshaped by the immense glaciers. Vast regions were carved out to form huge lakes and rivers on a scale never before seen. Mountain ranges, like the Rocky Mountains and Appalachian Mountains, were sculpted by the grinding of ice sheets as they moved over them. In addition, a large number of species went extinct during this period due to the drastic changes in climate and environment caused by the expansion of glaciers. The Pleistocene lasted until about 11,700 years ago, and its effects can still be seen today. Scientists have studied Pleistocene deposits, such as gravel and sand left behind by glaciers, to better understand the environment during this time. It has also been used to help track changes in human migration patterns since the end of the Pleistocene epoch. The Pleistocene epoch was a dramatic period of transformation for our planet that continues to shape life on Earth today. It's a fascinating example of how powerful and relentless nature can be, and just how much our world has changed over millions of years. And while we may never experience the sheer power of an ice age again, understanding the Pleistocene epoch gives us insight into the past and helps us plan for our future on this dynamic planet. Following the Pleistocene epoch was the Holocene epoch, which began around 12,000 years ago and is still ongoing. This period saw the retreat of the large continental ice sheets and a significant impact on the Earth's climate, resulting in significant changes to vegetation patterns. The warming climate allowed humans to settle into permanent villages and cultivate crops, beginning the transition from hunter-gatherers to agricultural societies. This period marked an incredible leap forward in human development, with many of the world's most advanced civilizations arriving during this epoch. It was a period defined by amazing cultural advancements and inventions that changed the world as we know it. It all started with the Egyptians, who built the incredible pyramids that still stand today. The Babylonians established laws and wrote them down for the first time, making it possible to spread knowledge more effectively than ever before. Meanwhile, the Greeks were flourishing in philosophy and mathematics, developing theories and ideas that would shape the way we look at the world today. The Romans developed their own legal system, creating a structure of laws that still stand in many modern-day countries. In Asia, two incredible cultures began to take form: the Chinese and the Japanese. These cultures brought many advances to the world, such as intricate religious traditions that still influence us today. They also gave us many everyday items like chopsticks, paper, and gunpowder. The Holocene epoch was an incredible period of growth and invention that set a foundation for the modern world we live in today. From the Egyptians and the Babylonians to the Chinese and Japanese, many civilizations came together to create something truly remarkable. We owe a debt of gratitude for all their hard work, as it has allowed us to live in a much better world than we could have ever imagined. This period was so rich in history that to this day it still influences the way we think and live. We can learn from it by seeing how these cultures work together to create something that would outlast time. The Holocene epoch will always be remembered as an incredible period of human progress and development, one that truly shaped the way our world works today. Throughout the Holocene epoch, human populations have continued to grow and cities have become increasingly complex. Technology has evolved, allowing for advances in communication, transportation, and medicine. The impact of human activities on the environment have become increasingly evident, particularly since the Industrial Revolution of the late 18th century. Today, we are living in an unprecedented time of human influence over the planet, dubbed the Anthropocene epoch by many scientists. The Holocene was a period of immense changes and developments in human history, and its effects can still be felt in the world today. Yet, the end of the last ice age, known as the Holocene period, has had a major impact on our planet. Over time, the massive ice sheets and glaciers that once covered much of Canada and Europe began to retreat. As they melted away, they released billions of gallons of water into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise dramatically. This had a huge effect on the Earth's coastline, reshaping it into its current form. But the effects of this melting ice weren't limited to changes in land and sea levels. The immense amount of water released into the oceans also caused temperatures on Earth to rise, leading to an increase in global warming. This in turn resulted in more forests and grasslands being created, as well as the migration of many plants and animals. The retreat of the ice sheets and glaciers during the Holocene has had far-reaching effects on our planet. While it may seem like a minor event in comparison to the changes over time, its consequences have been great. Not only did it contribute to climate change and the reshaping of our planet, but it also allowed for new ecosystems to develop, leading to greater biodiversity. The effects of the Holocene's ice melt are still being felt today in many regions around the world. In some places, rising sea levels continue to threaten communities as well as coastal wildlife habitats. Meanwhile, many species of plants and animals have had to adapt to the changing climate in order to survive, making them more vulnerable than ever before. The future of Ice Age geography. The future of our planet's Ice Age geography is looking increasingly uncertain. As temperatures continue to rise, we're seeing more and more evidence of the effects of global warming on our planet's glaciers, ice sheets, and other icy areas. As these changes occur, it will become increasingly difficult to predict what the future holds for all forms of ice on the planet. The effects of climate change on Ice Age geography are becoming increasingly apparent. In recent years, we have seen record-breaking ice levels rise as a result of melting glaciers and ice sheets, as well as an increasing number of extreme weather events that can be attributed to global warming. As these trends continue, it is likely that our planet's Ice Age geography will continue to change and be at risk. To better understand how climate change is affecting the globe, scientists are conducting a variety of research projects on glaciers, ice sheets, and other icy areas. This research helps us better understand the effects of global warming on these regions, as well as inform our predictions of what may happen in the future. For example, researchers recently used satellite imagery to track glaciers in Iceland over the course of a decade. In that time, they found that many of the smaller glaciers had lost more than 30% of their volume due to melting caused by rising temperatures. This research is just one example of how scientists are using data to help us understand the effects of climate change on Ice Age geography. In addition to research, there are also a variety of efforts currently underway to protect and preserve our planet's icy areas. Governments around the world are increasingly investing in projects that seek to reduce emissions and slow down global warming, while organizations like the Nature Conservancy are working to protect and restore fragile ice-covered areas like the Arctic. At the end of the day, it is impossible to predict with certainty what will happen to our planet's Ice Age geography in the future. However, through continued research and efforts, we can better understand how climate change is affecting these regions, as well as take steps to protect them from further harm. By doing so, we can help ensure that future generations will be able to explore and appreciate the beauty of our planet's icy areas for many years to come. So, why is it important to study the geography of the Ice Age? Studying the geography of the Ice Age is incredibly important for many reasons. Not only does it help us understand how our climate has changed over time, but it also provides insight into the effects of these changes on wildlife and vegetation. By looking at sediment layers left by ancient glaciers or other evidence of a frozen past, we can build a better picture of how our planet once looked and beginning to understand how it has evolved over time. The Ice Age provided an incredibly unique environment filled with animals that we no longer see today, such as woolly mammoths and saber-toothed cats. Examining the geographical evidence can help us gain a better understanding of why these animals went extinct and how their existence helped shape the environment of our planet. In addition, studying the Ice Age can give us an insight into how life in other regions may have been affected by these changes. However, it isn't just animal and planet life that we can learn about from the geography of this period. By delving into ancient rock formations and glaciers, we can discover more about how Earth was shaped during this time. This knowledge can then be used to better understand our current climate and predict future changes that may occur due to global warming or other environmental issues. Ultimately, understanding the geography of the Ice Age is an essential part of understanding our planet's past and giving us a better chance at protecting our future. It is an incredibly fascinating field of research that can provide invaluable insight into how the Earth has evolved over time and how we can best prepare for what might happen next. By learning more about this period in history, we become better equipped to deal with any climate changes that may come our way. Well, that's all for today. The Ice Age was a truly amazing period in Earth's history, marked by massive shifts in geography and climate. From the formation of vast ice sheets and glaciers to the retreat of these ice masses and the rise of advanced civilizations, the Ice Age has shaped our world in countless ways. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the geography of the Ice Age with us today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.